Hello and welcome. I actually waited a few months to make this video because I wanted to give you an honest review of ceramic coating my bike and why. So hang out and we'll discuss wax or ceramic coating and why I chose to do the ceramic coat on my bike. Hello and welcome to Road Rush Nation. I'm Tara, your host here, and thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. If you'd like to be a member of the nation, we'd love to have you. It's free. All you need to do is hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes. All right, let me explain why it's taken me a few months to make this for you. I wanted to get a real good feel of what my experience was with having my bikes ceramic coated. We did a DIY on this, and I'll explain why. Because if you get priced to do ceramic coating, it's pretty expensive, and a lot of people say, I'm not gonna do it. The reason it's so expensive, of course, is the product and the time that it takes to do it. And I'll explain that in a little bit when I'll show you some videos of Aaron doing the ceramic coating on my bike. So the product I chose was Avalon King. And it's kind of different on how I chose that product, that line. One of my favorite content creators is Robbie Layton. I love to watch what he does. He has a channel on his body shop and the crazy things that they'll do. And one of the sponsors that they had months back was Avalon King. And it's a ceramic coating. And I thought, well, if he is letting them sponsor his channel, it's got to be at least a decent product to try and use, because he's not going to have his body shop reputations messed up by going, I got something that's crappy. So I decided, they're running a special, let me grab some. So once I got it, showed it to Aaron, and Aaron did some research to find out what do you need to do to put this on your bike and the preparation. Now, ceramic coating, anything, takes some prep. The prep is really key for it to get you the results you're going to be looking for. So before we get into what it looks like and my experience with Avalon King and the ceramic coating, let's talk a little bit about the difference between a coating and a wax. So first of all, a coating is much more durable than a wax, okay? The coating bonds itself with the finish, where a wax doesn't do that. A coating also is going to be much more durable than a wax. The wax will break down over time. Your coating can last a couple of years by using a little bit of maintenance in between, which is usually they'll have some sort of enhancer, which Avalon King does. So this is like in between when you would do the big coating all over again in a couple of years. This will keep that coating in good shape and the bike looking good, where a wax will completely break down and you have to completely re-wax your bike. A coating also, because it's bonding, it doesn't have things stick to it. This was one of the things I really thought about. So for example, the bugs and the oil grime and that is going to slide off a coating, where a wax is going to hold on to it. You know how hard it is sometimes to get that bug that's been on there on your bike for a while off because you've waxed it? It's because it's kind of embedded in that wax. If you think about a candle, it's kind of holding on to it, where the coating is going to let it slide off. Also, a coating is so much easier to clean than the waxing, so it's going to save you a lot of time. And time's always a good thing, because less time means more time riding. Now, one thing to remember is that though the coating helps protect against the elements and different things out there, the bugs, the oils on the road, it's not going to help with chips. It's not going to help with any kind of dings or anything like that. That's something totally different. So this is primarily to keep that smooth surface so that things will just slide off and protect your paint. One of the things that you might want to ask yourself too, between coating and the wax, is how much time do you want to spend on doing this? If you want to set it and forget it, then a coating is the way to go, because you're not going to have to touch it for a few years. If you're going to be doing the waxing on your bike, you're going to be doing it a few times a year, depending on how much writing you're doing in the breakdown of that wax. Also, one thing too is a lot of people will have the protective film that they put on their bikes. A wax, if you notice, you'll get that yellow buildup around the edge of that film. That's one thing a wax will do. A coating is not going to do that. The wax will do that. So if you're really OCD about those kind of things, you probably won't like the wax. The ceramic coat, you'll like the results better because of that. One thing you want to ask yourself too before you start doing the coating yourself, yes, the product themselves is going to be more expensive than the wax, but remember, you're using that wax up how many times a year? The coating is going to last you years as long as you do that little maintenance in between, depending on the product you buy, because usually the coating that you purchase, they will tell you about a maintenance spray that you can have in between to keep everything looking good. So you look at the cost. Ceramic coating will last years. I'm doing the wax how many times a year and how quickly. So cost-wise, you may find out it's pretty darn close depending on what you're buying. The cheaper waxes, they really don't, I mean, you get what you pay for, let's put it that way on some of the waxes. Ask yourself if you're a DIY person, because if you make a mistake with the coating and you screw up something and it doesn't look right, maybe you've got a swirl, maybe you've got something else. The reason I ask that is you may have to machine buff that out, because you have to remember the coating is bonded with the surface, and it's not like the wax that's just sitting on top that you can usually buff out, which takes the wax off. It's a little bit different when you have that ceramic coating. The other thing too is to remember is that wax will break down. If you're using any kind of a strong soap to wash your bike with, the wax is going to break down and you're going to have to repolish your bike. You may not even notice it. You know, sometimes after we wash our bikes, we'll go, God, it really looks dull. That's because the wax that you've been using is broken down from whatever the soap is that you're using to wash your bike with. And that could be Dawn or anything, because it's breaking down whatever's there. The ceramic coating can take that, not a problem, and it's not going to break down from the harsher soaps that we use. So you're going to have that longer lasting polish. Okay, between the two, we were deciding, I will tell you, I am pretty dang happy with how this is. This is so smooth. It's really wild to see. And if it wasn't so dusty right now, you would see how this just shines. Let's take a look at Erin putting on the initial ceramic coating, which we did back in the spring, and our surprise on how it really enhanced the look on my bike. How long does it take for it to like dry?
The flash time on this particular brand is anywhere, and it's temperature and humidity oriented, but it is anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. I did the windshield. This is good for plastic, lights, grills.
So you did it all?
I did it all. Dash. I am not going to do your touch screen.
No.
your reflection like totally in it. It's like that is crazy.
Hopefully you found this interesting and maybe it answered a few questions between you deciding between waxing and ceramic coating. You can do it, just be patient, make sure you've got everything prepped, make sure you've got your bike prepped, or if you're going to do it in your car, make sure you've got your car prepped. I was really happy with the results we got from Avalon King. I know it took a while to do. It's not something you're going to do in 30 minutes. I'd say don't plan to do it on a day you're going to ride. Do it on a day you plan on doing maintenance. Do it inside your garage so you don't have any extra dust that lands on your bike. And you will be so happy with the results. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. Hopefully you found this informative and enjoyable. Don't forget, if you'd like to be a member of the nation, it's free. All you need to do is hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to catch you on the highways.